Hi, I'm Andrew with Full Metal Fabworks, and this is our Apex Pinnacle Series stubby front bumper. We've been making a bumper similar to this for the JKs for about 6 or 7 years now. This particular unit is for the Jeep JLs or Gladiators. We kept a lot of the same features that made it a popular option for the JK crowd. Multifaceted sides for great obstacle clearance and tire clearance. It has a sunken winch mount for better airflow to the grill. Has a built-in Fairlead mount, so there's no need to purchase an additional one of those. It's got built-in fog light buckets, 1-inch thick shackle mounts that pass through the face of the bumper and tie directly into the frame mounts on the inside. It has 1.75" 120 wall DOM bull bar or stinger. And over on the side there, we have a 3-piece weld-in badge. Something we do a little bit different rather than just have the logo cut out in it. Prevents some stuff from getting in there. It's not a crap trap, as we call it. Also allows you to modify it or, color it to match your Jeep, whatever you want to do with it. This bumper is 100% made in the USA, USA steel, all welded in-house. I'm going to run through how to install it today. It's pretty straightforward bolt-on application. Only time you might have to modify something is if you're running a Warn Xeon winch, just due to the Warn Xeon is a little bit wider than the actual width of the frame horns here. So you would have to do a little trimming on this frame horn here, which we've actually already done on this one, so you can tell it's not much. But other than that, bolt-on application. I'm going to run through that, install it, and show you some of the other great features on it. Alright, now that we've brought you in a little bit closer, you can go ahead and see the fog light buckets here. These are going to accept LED fog lights out of the plastic JL and JT bumpers, as well as any JK fog light and aftermarket fog lights like the square pods like Rigid and other brands. To install your fog lights, going to go ahead and just insert it into the bucket. And then you're going to have provided 8 of these number 10 5/8 self-drilling screws. To install those, you're going to need a 5/16 nut driver. With these, you're going to want to, they're not a 1/2-inch grade 8 bolt or anything, so be a little easy on them. They're just holding plastic fog lights in, so don't force them. This is our prototype bumper, so there will be a few changes, not much. This fog light harness here, you can go ahead and hook it up now and then run it through the 3 winch gussets from side to side. This one, being our prototype, doesn't have holes for it, but the bumpers, the production bumpers, will have a hole in both of these frame mounts here and here. And then they'll also have one in the 3 gussets, and that'll be for your little Christmas tree fasteners. Just give you a place to tie that up and get that up out of the way. One more feature on this, it does have built-in hardware. As you can see there, or here I guess, it is retained and has like a chain link that holds it behind there. A little 1/8-inch plate. So whenever you go to tighten them, you don't have to put a wrench on the back side because the lower one will hold the upper and vice versa. You're going to want to hold on to your factory hardware, these M12 by 1.5 top lock stover nuts. They're factory. You're going to end up reusing those. So we'll go ahead and get this wiring harness installed here, and then we'll go ahead and throw it on the Jeep and show you if you do have a Xeon winch, where you would need to trim for that. With your factory bumper removed, you have a choice whether you want to leave these little frame horn gussets here or not. There's one on the inside, one on the outside on both sides. The bumper will work with them. The hardware is long enough. But if you have them misaligned at all here, it will fight you a little more putting the bumper on. So we're going to leave the outside ones, and just for demonstration, go ahead and remove the inside ones, grab the bumper, and give you one tip on installing that, and go ahead and throw it on here. One quick tip on installing the bumper is you want to make sure that these bolts are free to move around. That's going to allow for some up and down adjustment when you're installing the bumper. So we'll go ahead and throw this on. You want to grab a couple of your M12 by 1.5 factory nuts. Throw those on here. Depending on if you're putting a winch on or just in mocking it up for now, or if you're permanent installing. If you're permanent installing and not putting a winch on, go ahead and grab all 8 of them and then do some adjustment. You know, have someone stand back and you can adjust the bumper up and down a little bit. Make sure it sits level with the grill, all that good stuff. If you are installing a worn winch like a Xeon, one of the wider ones, it's about 24 inches wide, you want to go ahead and tighten these down so the bumper sits flush with the frame horns, and then that's going to show you where the winch will actually contact the frame horns. The winch itself fits within the bumper, but the frame horns are just a 3/8 of an inch or so wider than the winch tray area of the bumper. So if you're installing something narrow like a worn RC or something like that, then trimming those is going to be totally up to you. It's just going to be a looks preference. If you're doing the Xeon, it'll be necessary to get the winch to sit in between the frame rails. So the bumper itself will outline exactly where you need to trim. So if you've got the winch, or you don't have the winch in there, you just have the bumper on there, go ahead and mark, use the bumper as an outline where you'll need to trim. Pull the bumper back off and then trim it. This one we've already trimmed, but we'll go ahead and show a picture where we trimmed exactly, and then we'll go ahead and finish getting this bolted on, and then go ahead and throw the winch in there. We went ahead and got our winch installed per the manufacturer's specs. We're using a worn Xeon 10S here. We also installed a 10-inch single row light bar using our optional Fairlead bracket. Once you complete that, that pretty much wraps up everything for the bumper, unless you've got the optional crash bar skid plate. As far as the installation goes, there's not a lot to show you here. It is a straight bolt-on application. You're going to have 6 holes across the front here. They're going to correspond with 6 holes across this bottom flange on the bumper. And you're going to have 2 holes in either side that correspond with your frame stanchions that hang down here. For this front flange, you're going to use these provided 5/16 18 by 3/4 countersink bolts. And on these are stainless steel, so you're going to go ahead and use anti-seize on these to prevent them from galling. On these sides, they come with these 3/8 16 by 4-inch grade 8 hardware. When you're installing this, if you're doing it by yourself, we like to lower the vehicle down. Go ahead and flip the skid over, put some wood blocks onto a floor jack, and jack it up, get everything aligned, and then start with these side bolts. Just go ahead and insert them so they can hold the skid plate up. Then that'll allow you to get all of your stainless steel hardware started. For the stainless steel hardware, you're going to use a 3/16 Allen as well as a 1/2 inch. On the side bolts, you're going to use a 9/16 socket and 9/16 open-ended wrench. We like to go ahead and tighten up these countersinks first, because since they are countersunk, they have need to go into their hole pretty precisely. Once you get those tightened up, you'll go ahead and finish it off by tightening up your side bolts. We'll go ahead and show you a picture of that all installed, Other than that, if you have any questions, give us a call, 909-505-7115. And we appreciate your business and hope you enjoy your bumper. Thanks, and have a good day.